Okay, today I would like to discuss why should we learn Kabbalah? Okay, what's the importance of it? We have to understand that obviously Kabbalah is not for everyone. Kabbalah is really for the elite. In our generation, is more permitted to learn for everyone. But we're talking about people that obviously keep Shabbat, keep Torah v'mitzvot more, Shmirat HaBrit, watch their eyes properly, not to look at the wrong things. And even if a person is not keeping this stuff, he should make tshuva, make a tikkun, and work himself up to learn Kabbalah. Kabbalah is very important in our generation. We know this from the Zohar too, that in the end of days, it says that the world is going to have like a spiritual flood. And the way that person is going to be saved is B'zchut HaZohar. B'zchut HaZohar, we're going to have the redemption in mercy, not with wars and stuff. That's one. Another one is that, like I said, it's going to be like the Noah's flood, right? Whoever was not in the teva, inside the whatever, the boat, right, of the Noah's ark, was not saved. Same thing in the last generation. Whoever was not part of the Zohar in the teva of Rabbi Shimon, meaning in the Zohar, was not connected to the Zohar, was not learning Kabbalah and stuff like that, he will be gone. He will have a hard time, especially if we're talking about a spiritual flood. That person is just gonna fall off. Why? Because we have to understand that every hour there's 50 gates. 50 gates of okay, and we have to in each go into all the gates and fix them. The last gate is the 50th. We know in Am Yisrael we're in the 49th gate. Hashem had to take them out of 49 because had they sunk into the 50th gate, there was no way for them to fix it. But now that we have the Torah, we have the Kabbalah, we are able to fix it, and we are actually going to go there. Maybe it's already starting. We already see what's going on in the world, and so we're going to go into 50th gate is Hastara b'toch Hastara. When a person does not feel Hashem, sees everything is so confusing. Life is very confusing. Things are upside down. You just don't make sense. Nothing makes sense, and it's gonna get worse and worse. It even says even to the Gadol Hador will have safek. The greatest ones are gonna have doubts. This is going to the 50th gate, and the Zohar promises the whoever's gonna be learning Zohar is not gonna be affected, because number one is, like I said, when a person learns Mishnah, Gemara is very beautiful. It's very important, as I explain later on. That because imagine it's like food for your soul. Gemara is a different part. Mishnah is a different part. But Gemara and Mishnah doesn't have enough light for us going into the 50th gate. Not possible. And we see a lot of people learning Gemara. Okay, not gonna speak about it. Still having very hard time. Okay, so what does a person need? He needs Kabbalah. Kabbalah was meant for the last generation. We see with what is Kabbalah is really for the elite. Kabbalah is the secrets of the Torah. Obviously, this deeper. Whatever we're giving is not the secret, right? Whatever we're teaching here, it's like a king that had a son that was sick, and he brought all the doctors of the world, and no one can heal him. Until one smart doctor says he understood. He says, "King, the gem in your crown. This is the only way to save the child." And obviously, the king is gonna want to do it. So he says, the doctor told him, take the gem, grind it, and give it to him as medicine. That's the only thing that's gonna heal him. This same parable has to do with us too. This last generation is gonna go through a very hard time before Mashiach. And the only way to be saved is to learn in Kabbalah. Obviously with holiness, not just for anyone. And you have to know the proper way, as we're trying to explain here. So same thing here. This gem is the Zohar. Okay? It's not for anyone. It's really not for everyone. It's something that has to do with the crown of the king. Something high. And Hashem is giving it to us. Why? His children need it. This generation is, has problem, is sick in all the ways, and Kabbalah is going to help us. To learn Kabbalah properly, with holiness, is going to help a person in the end of days, not to sink into unholy stuff, immoral stuff. Okay, so Gemara and Mishnah or other parts of the Torah is not enough, because Kabbalah has huge amounts of light. The Zohar says that learning 1 hour, the explanation is 1 hour of Kabbalah learning is more than, there's different opinions, could be months of learning Pshat, learning Gemara. An hour of Kabbalah a day, Kabbalah, 1 hour Kabbalah has such a huge effect on the person. And we see Kabbalah, there's different levels in Torah. There's different levels in, as we see in Chumash, in the Tanakh, it says, Vaydaber Hashem spoke. That's the mouth. We see the mouth, all the senses, is the lowest one. Then we see in Gemara, it says, Tashema, come in here. That's the ear, next level. The Zohar, when the Zohar says something, wants to express something, it says, Tachaze, come and see, higher level than Gemara. And Kabbalah, Kitvei Ari, it says, Da, you should know, that's even higher. Da is knowledge. Okay? So we have to have all the parts. And we see that in the Chidah, in those days it was very problematic to learn Kabbalah. It was only from a student to a rabbi to a student, but only to the elite, maybe one, and it was not openly. We talk openly nowadays. Why? Because we're in the last generation. We have, as Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said, when they wrote down the Kabbalah, he told the Zohar, when he told Rav Abba to write it, right, the teaching, and Rav Abba had to write it. Why he gave it to him? Because he knew how to conceal it. So Rav Abba said, listen, I mean, this is not possible. How they will ever understand this? He said, don't worry, the last generation, especially them, they will understand. The early generation, they understood it too, but it was only to the elite, to the best ones, to the holiest one. In the last generation, since we're going to need it, it's open for us. More access for us to learn. Even for not the holiest people. Regular people can learn. Obviously, we have some, like we said, some stuff that they should keep. Right? And another thing is, with Kabbalah, there's a difference when a person that learns Kabbalah, a person doesn't learn Kabbalah. I'm not trying to put anyone down, but a person that just doesn't learn Kabbalah, usually when he does a mitzvah, he understands as a commandment, and he does the commandment, he knows that he's going to have a future world to come. It's going to affect him, it's something good for him. You know? When a person, let's say, prays, he says, Hashem, I need health, and I need money, and I need this. Yeah, it's nice. He's davening for him. He's praying for himself. So he's kind of like it's just for himself, a little selfish. Obviously, there's different levels. Here, with Kabbalah, is trying to bring it to another level. Obviously, it's a lot. It's work. Okay, over time. We're not saying we're in that level or getting to that level right away. It takes time. But when your Kabbalistic prayers is not about yourself. Even you are saying the physical, yeah, it's not about that. We are fixing, it's really, cannot explain it now, something that person has to need introduction and learning. It's really for the Tikkun HaShekhinah, meaning for Hashem's divine presence. It's like a son that wants best for his father, right? The son wants his kingdom, his father's kingdom to be known. This is Kabbalah. You're not serving for your own needs. Oh, I'm praying because I need just money, health, and all this stuff. It's nice too. We do need that, but it's not the only thing. There's something above that. It's like a child, right? When he does something, what do you do? You give him some candies. You give him a little present, right? That's a child that's not so mature, but yes, a mature child. You don't tell him, hey, I'm going to give you. He actually wants to give the father, he wants to give the mother. He wants to give you, the parents. He wants to do good for them, right? He wants to, they're kids that buy their parents' houses. They take care of them, they do everything for them. Why? More maturity. Kabbalah brings you to that level. And we know from the Chidah too, his grandfather or great-grandfather explains that in the end of times, which is around, he said that around, I don't remember exact numbers, I think from 1400, almost close to 1500. At that time, the Kabbalah, you're able to learn it in public, in masses. Not like as it used to be for one-on-one. Now you can do it like make it, I don't know, 30, 40 people in a lecture. In a shiur, it's fine. There's no problems to it. It's written, and another thing, the Zohar says, and Rav Chaim Vital says that all the poverty, the problems, the murder, immorality, all the troubles in the world that come, health problems, is all because lacking, not learning enough Kabbalah, not learning Kabbalah, because that brings knowledge about Hashem. Learning the Gemara and Mishnayot is beautiful. That's only the commandments. How should I keep the commandments? Okay, but that's not knowing Hashem. Yeah, to some point you do. You know what He commanded you to do, but to know His ways is a whole different level. That's Kabbalah. You have to know the Sfirot, the Parzufim, how Hashem deals with us, how He supervises us. Okay, and how every mitzvah that we do affects the upper worlds and affects this world. That's Kabbalah, more or less. That's about it.